Last 2 weeks, interest rates have been trending downward, and now the Federal Reserve is considering lowering rates in the coming months. What does that mean for home prices and mortgages in San Diego? Real estate expert Jim Bottrell is here with those answers. Jim, good morning. Great to see you as always.
Good morning.
Interest rates, start there.
Well, as I've always said, there's no reason for interest rates to come down. All right, it's always barring something unforeseen. But interest rates have come down a little bit, about 0.5%, nothing really spectacular. The Fed met last week. They did have an opportunity to drop the Fed funds rate. They didn't. But they did suggest that maybe in the future, near the end of the year, they might make some small drops. Again, I maintain that if mortgage interest rates actually drop, it's going to be negligible, not enough to actually change the calculations of sellers' decision whether or not to give up their 2 or 3% interest rate, and not enough to make a seller want to buy when they weren't going to before.
So how might that affect home prices?
Well, home prices are up, and they've been staying up. You have to remember, there's all these people calling for housing prices to come down. The only way housing prices are going to come down is if there are substantially more houses for sale than there are buyers willing to buy them. This is a supply side. The appreciation that we've had and the support for prices is supply side, or lack of supply side, is what is causing this. And barring something unforeseen, we're not going to see any changes. So this is just kind of the way it's going to be for some time.
And you were mentioning something that you saw on the side of the 15 freeway as you were headed home from Big Bear with the family. Tell us about this. This is very interesting.
This is very interesting. I've never seen this, and I never expected to see this. So my family and I are coming home from Big Bear on Sunday, and we're passing, there's a big new construction development off the side, off the 15. And that's nothing unusual about that. What shocked me is I saw the giant blue sign that said new construction homes for rent. And I thought, whoa. So I looked it up real quick. This was actually this builder's intention. They built an entire community of homes, and they are not selling them. Their plan from the beginning was to retain the assets, own the homes, and just make it all for rent. If other builders start to do this, then we're going to see additional problems, because that supply of houses is going to be even tighter. We've been hoping builders are going to bail us out, but not if they start doing that.
Wow, that's a twist.
That is a twist.
I
didn't expect that one.
Okay, when it comes to the basic transactions, you have talked about the changes and changes in how real estate commissions are paid.
Yeah, so this is all going to change in 7 days. So this is upon us. So I won't go into what happened in the past, but let's just suffice it to say that some attorneys got involved and screwed up a system that worked perfectly fine for the last 40 years. So now one of the big changes is there's not going to be any commissions offered in the MLS anymore. For a buyer's agent to bring their buyer to a house, there was always a commission that was being offered. That was called the solicitation. Seller says, hey, Mr. Buyer's agents out there, bring your buyer. I'll pay you this much. That's going to go away. That part we expected. The surprise hit us just a few days ago, where we got our new listing agreements from the California Association of Realtors. They're the ones who create all the forms that we use. And there's not even a spot for the seller to offer that solicitation. We always thought that the seller was going to be able to offer the solicitation, it just wasn't going to be able to be advertised in the MLS. It's not even on the form. There isn't even a place to put it anymore. So that was a surprise. So there's not going to be a commission offer. Now, there is a way to do it using some other forms, but it's not going to be the commonplace. Now, the big change right here is, and I'll talk about real estate agents for a second, because there's, 40,000 of them here in San Diego County? There's no more solicitation going to be offered. So a buyer's agent is going to have to truly negotiate their fees with the seller and or the buyer, or a combination of both. And they're going to have to justify their value. So to me, this is fantastic news, because the level of skill required to be an agent is going to skyrocket. And what this will cause, and mark my words, within 6 months, half of all the agents that are in the industry right now will not be in the industry anymore 6 months from now. But no more will be the agent whose only value proposition is the ability to unlock the lockbox and open up the door and say, oh, what a beautiful kitchen, and then get paid a bunch of money for that. That's not going to happen. Those people are going to go away.
Okay, and just to wrap things up here, what does it mean for buyers and sellers then?
Okay, so for sellers, you're going to have to understand that when you do an agreement with your listing agent, you're not going to be offering out that commission, most likely. All right, so now when you receive an offer, there's going to be an additional form put on it, and this is the buyer's agent requesting to get paid. They're saying, hey, Mr. Seller, I brought you the buyer for your house, pay me this much. Now that they have to expect there's a whole new level of negotiations for an hour short on time. So for the buyers, they're going to have to realize that they have options now. First thing, now starting in 7 days, they're going to have to sign an agreement. No longer meeting an agent and then just opening the door. That buyer is going to have to sign a contract with that buyer's agent that says this is many things, but among them is this is how the buyer's agent get paid. We're going to ask the seller first, and if the seller doesn't, then it's the responsibility of the buyer. So now they have options. So let's say they find a house they like. That offer goes in, that agent has put that request for a commission. If the seller pays it, great, business as usual. Everybody's represented.
Right.
All right. If the seller refuses, then that agent's going to look at the buyer and say, okay, now this is your responsibility. That's a problem.
That is.
People don't have the money for that, right?
Yes.
Third option is, let's say that the seller doesn't want to do it, doesn't want to pay, and the buyers can't, they don't have the money.
Right.
All right, that's going to be the most case. So now their third option is go find a different house, right? Okay, because if seller's not going to pay, they realize the number of buyers for their house is going to decline. Fourth option for the buyer is, and we're going to see a lot of this, is they're just going to go try and do it alone. They're going to go contact the listing agent directly. They have to understand that when they do that, they are unrepresented. That listing agent owes no duties to the buyer whatsoever. No duties to tell them what the laws are, what their rights are, what their contingencies, expectations, best practices, none of that. So that buyer is now going to be rolling the dice, essentially, which is the reason all the rules were put in place 40 years ago to absolve all of that. We're back there. So now those buyers are going to be rolling the dice and hoping that the house that they choose is everything they expected it to be.
All right.
This whole thing is going to be a mess.
It really is. And what's funny is you and your team are going to be out there doing transactions in the weeks and months to come, and you're going to be here telling us what real life stories.
Yeah, well, I was, obviously I was a Marine for a long time. So Marines don't do things without plan A, B, C, D, all running in the background. Right. So we have, and I'm part of a mastermind of people that run high-level teams all over the nation. None of us know exactly how this is going to play out, and it's just going to be in 7 days.
Yeah.
One thing that we all agree on is that half the agents are going to leave the industry.
All right, Jim Bottrell, more to come on this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
good
a lot more
to
to talk about.
Good, yes, and we will. Thanks, Jim.